Good morning. So this is day 2 of our focus on the weight gain that can be associated with menopause. It's a question that comes up over and over again with women. So we're going to spend the next 8 days going over the whys. So why we gain weight in menopause, what's going on with our bodies, and then I'm going to give you some ideas then to take forward to help you on your transition. So the thing is, the thing with menopause is, it is a transition, isn't it? It's a change. I think the thing with menopause is it's part of getting older, and as we get older, we age and our body changes. We can't change that. I mean, that's why the beauty or anti-aging industry and the weight loss industry is worth billions, because we kind of trying to change or stop the natural process of life, if you were. And I'm not saying whether this is good or bad. I'm just saying what is at the moment. This is how it is for us, isn't it? So as we get older, our body changes. Our bone density changes in menopause. Our skin changes. We lose our collagen, so our the elasticity changes. Our sight probably changes. Our hair color changes. All these are signs of getting older, and we seem to be terrified by change. We want to stay as we were, and I think this is something just to be aware of. Just think about that and what that really means to us as women. These expectations we put on ourselves. So before we kind of get into the nuts and bolts, if you like, of weight loss and weight gain, hormones, and should we eat carbs and blood sugar balance, and is there a magic supplement, I can tell you about. Before we get into all that, which we're going to talk about in the other videos, let's talk about something that maybe you don't want to think about, but this is about what goes on in here a little bit. Why is it you think you need to lose weight in menopause? So you're watching this because I'm sure you've probably put on a few pounds, or 7, 10, 100 pounds, I don't know, but you're feeling that you want to lose weight, and do you know why that is? Or is it just a conditioned thought you've been thinking for all your life? So, this is kind of more the inner game stuff. This is changing and thinking and being curious about what goes on in between our ears, right? What we think about, because that's what's going to get you the longer lasting results that you wish. So it's an idea as well, I think. Also, menopause is a time to kind of review and assess what works for us now, because I think it's a great time to reassess life. It's a pivotal time in a woman's life that we run away from, and it's a time to think, well, actually, what worked for me in my 20s and 30s and 40s probably isn't going to work for me in my 50s and 60s and 70s. We're not the same person, so it's kind of like we need to catch up with ourselves a little bit and change our priorities. So I'm going to ask you this again. Why do you think you should lose weight? Not just because you think you should, or you want to get into your skinny jeans, or you're going on holiday. I mean, we're going to get a little bit deeper here, and I find going for a walk sometimes helps this thought process. Maybe you may not want to do this, and that's cool. This is up to you. I'm just putting this video out here. But what is it that what losing weight you think it's going to do for you? What is it it's going to give you? What are you going to gain? And there's no right or wrong answers. We're all individual, right? And that's why we all have such an individual menopause experience. So what is it it's going to give you? Just really think about that. I think it's a really important thing to think about. Is it happiness? Is it confidence? What is it? Because that's the thing that's going to help take you forward in this transformation of menopause and everything that comes with it. So yeah, kind of getting clear on that really. And there's no right or wrong with any of this. It's just being curious and questioning your thoughts, questioning your programming about why it is you want this change. So the thing is, just question why it is you want to lose weight. And I'm going to put something to you that's perhaps a different concept to you. And this is something that I've really been working on myself, and it's been a bit of a game changer. It's really opening my eyes. I'm just going to finish this little bit of what's gone on for me. I've gained weight in the menopause transition for different reasons, and those are the reasons I'm going to share with you in the next videos. And I fought it, and I hated on myself, and you know, I was so down on myself about it, perhaps where you are right now. And this is old behaviour. This is the stuff that I've carried with me for years. So I thought something different has got to change. Changing how I look on the outside doesn't necessarily mean I'll be happier. And I know this from experience, because when I was at the height of my fitness instructor game, and I was my fittest and leanest, you know, six-pack, everything, was I happy? Was I really happy in here, in my heart? And the honest answer is no. The honest answer is I wasn't happier. It still wasn't good enough. I still looked in the mirror and I wasn't happy with what I was seeing. You know, and it was really hard work, and I was miserable. I was controlling every part of my life so I could look a certain way. And that is one extreme. And then now I'm the other way a little bit more, and I've put on weight, and I'm actually happier now. It's taken a little bit of time, but I am happier. My body is amazing. It's produced 2 children. It carries me around. Yeah, I've got a few things going on, aches and pains and thyroid and all that kind of stuff, but it's, you know, it's an amazing vessel, and it serves me well. So I'm really been working on coming from a place of love, which sounds a bit, I don't know, namby-pamby and maybe a bit wishy-washy, but it honestly has made a difference to me. So coming from a place of love, so accepting and loving what is now doesn't mean that I don't want to be fitter and healthier at all. And that's cool. You know, I can still love myself and want to move and change and transform. And for me, that's been the key change. Loving myself and accepting myself now, no matter what I look like, but still want to be healthy and change, you know, my mood and my fitness levels, and that's fine too. I'm going to share this. I'm going to finish really with this last little thing. I have a coach. You know, I have to work on this stuff as well, and I was having a problem with my self-worth, of all things. So my self-worth, and it was showing up, and my lack of self-worth was showing up in different ways. And I know this is a common thing in the menopause transition, because we kind of lose our way a little bit. We're not quite sure who we are and what's going on. Maybe the kids are grown up, or careers are changing, or we want change, or our marriage is not as we thought it would be, you know. And he said to me, you know the way you love your kids? I've got 2 kids. And I thought, yeah. You know, I'd lay down in a busy road full of traffic to save my kids, right? You know, that unconditional love. And maybe for you it'd be something else, but for me it was my kids. And I went, yeah, I could really feel that. Yeah, I know that. And he said, how about you love yourself and you think of yourself the way you do your kids? And I went, oh. And honestly, it took my breath away. It just suddenly made me think the different way I look at myself and the way I look, you know, and I feel about my kids And I just thought, wow, God, you know, I get it. I really get it. And for me, that's been a bit of a game changer. And I've been trying to practice that feeling. It's not easy. It feels awkward. It feels uncomfortable. But I feel lighter and I feel different. I can't explain why. So I just suggest today, just before we go into that default, I want to lose weight. Default, want to lose weight, it's going to make me feel different. It's going to make me feel better. Just spend a few minutes thinking about what that means. What is that about? And go from there. So tomorrow, we're going to get into the nitty gritty a little bit more. We're going to be getting a bit of learning on. You're going to learn a little bit more about the menopause, how it affects your body, and what goes on, so you can understand that your body's actually working with you and not against you. See you tomorrow.